So Dave, I want to wrap up and give people some advice as they're talking to the myriad of providers who are in this space. You included a few of them in a slide that you had in the presentation. What should we be asking potential intent providers before we enlist them to help us?
Yeah, I mean, the very first question I think anybody should ask is where their data is coming from, right? Being able to show you where that source of data occurs, right? Is it occurring on a website? Is it occurring within this data marketplace, right? A data sharing area. I think if someone's not willing to sort of pop open the hood, so to speak, and show you where the data is coming from, then that would kind of be a non-starter for me. I think that those the partners and those possible vendors that you may want to work with from an intent perspective, the ones who are able to say, this is where our data comes from, here's how we track it, here's how we capture it, you want to lean more towards them because obviously, they have a little bit more, for lack of a better term, control on what's happening from a data perspective. The other thing, right, and this speaks to something that TechTarget's able to do, right, is do you have a direct relationship with the prospects, right? Are you able to engage them directly? The thing to think about more importantly is think about it in the realm of GDPR, right? Are these contacts that you're going to be receiving or these prospects that you're going to be receiving, can you even do anything with them, right? Do you have to go through some sort of legal channel? I think the thing that a lot of marketers are not necessarily nervous about, but, it becomes a bit of a red flag is if they can't answer, that question, are you GDPR compliant? The other thing, right, is asking, does your data integrate with the systems I currently use? And we talked about it before, how, even from a starting point, data can be overwhelming. It gets even more overwhelming when someone passes you a spreadsheet or, gives you data and says, hey, you go and deal with this, right? And then they don't come and act as a support system for you. Then you're sort of, from a marketing perspective, left with a bunch of names and a bunch of contacts without really much context. So I think that's really important, right? Is the information that you're receiving, going to be able to be put into your system and more importantly, put into action. And then the last thing, right, is in addition to sharing the account data, how can you help me influence active buyers at these accounts? And I think, above and beyond just, pointing at an account and saying, hey, we think that this account may be in market, there's really nothing else from that scenario. I think when you're looking at and trying to select an intent data provider, right, or a partner, I should say, the ones that are able to not just give you the data, but then kind of come up with a solution, whether it's things like TechTarget Priority Engine or content syndication, or even anything in the realm of something that's from a qualified perspective, from a being able to point out that there might be a project at that organization. I think those are the ones that you want to focus on because they obviously have more than just sort of one trick, right, which is to pass you over something from an intent perspective. They're able to go a level underneath and say, let me help you in the spirit of partnership, engage with them, or help you understand who else you can be engaging with.
All right, Dave, I think we'll leave it there. A lot of really good information. We appreciate you sharing it. TechTarget continues to innovate when it comes to the collection and the presentation of intent data. Our Priority Engine tool is ready for yet another release. We would love to show it to you. If you're interested, please contact your TechTarget account manager. But for now, for Dave Lane, I'm John Panker. We thank you for your time. We invite you to continue to explore this issue on TechTarget.com, and we wish you a very good day.